Hello, welcome to Maximize Living. I'm one of the co-founders, Dr. Ben Lerner. We want to talk to you today about being number one. One of the challenges to chiropractic is there's this tendency to be a second-class citizen, to feel like you're working outside the system and against the grain. As long as that's your mindset, then you'll never truly be number one. We don't want to be outside the system, we want to be the system. We don't want to change it, we just want to be it. And so what does that look like? Well, I had a meeting with Disney World recently. We are actually filming right here in Celebration, Florida, 10 miles from Disney, where Maximize Living headquarters exists. And we met with Disney because through our Maximize Living sports channel, they wanted to bring us in to lead their performance area with Walt Disney Sports, with the wide world of sports. And so as we sat there with the heads of Disney, and of course they head up ESPN, so these are big guys, they're number one in sports. And so as you're talking to them, you realize everything they do, they want to be number one. When they reached out to Maximize Living to head up this performance area, they said, well, listen, with all the work you're doing with the Olympic movement, with soccer, in other areas of sports, in the MMA and the martial arts world, we feel like you're number one in the performance area, so we want to work with you. And as we began to learn more about what they were going to plan for performance, everything was about beating all the competition and in fact crushing all the competition. And it occurred to me that, this wasn't just cocky talking they were doing. They're Disney. They're the number 2 most recognized brand in the world. They know what they're doing. They are going to be number one. They are the best. Why wouldn't you think that way? Why wouldn't you want to be the absolute best? Don't settle for just doing some kind of adjustment that you can bill insurance for. Become the greatest at your technique. We teach, for example, the Clear Institute work at Maximize Living because we know that we want to be able to correct an x-ray and correct a spine better than anybody else out there. If you can do it in a week, we want to do it in a week. When we look at our nutritional protocols, we want to be absolutely cutting edge. If there's a better way to do nutrition, then we want to be doing that. If there's a more compliant way to deal with boards and insurance billing and documentation, we're going to do that, the number one most compliant way. If there's a better way to build a website, if there's a better way to communicate with the public and build a database, we're going to find the best way. We're going to be number one. We want to compete with Disney. We want to compete with the big hospitals. We want to compete with major performance groups. We want to be not just competing with them, but number one. So here's what I want to say to you. No more second-class citizen. No more trying to fit in. No more speaking as if I'm a chiropractor. I'm something else. You're the best. You want to be the number one healthcare provider in the world. We want our profession to be the number one healthcare delivery system in the world. Don't be part of a failing chiropractic mindset or system anymore. Be the number one force in healthcare delivery in the world. We're now creating clinics where when people go there, there's no better place they can receive healthcare than in our clinic. The healthcare system that exists in America right now and around the world, it's failed. We want the best healthcare system to be ours. We encourage in our blogs to the community every single week that we put out, we ask them at the end to think and to keep learning and to discover why they're here. We want you to do the same thing. Think about how much bigger you are than maybe you think you are. Keep learning, become the best that's out there, and discover why you're here. And I hope you're here to change the way healthcare is viewed and delivered, to change the world, and to have a better healthcare system for the purpose of saving billions of lives.